All right, hey guys, it is a rainy Saturday here in Tampa, Florida, and just when I said I was done doing Optic blasters, they released the hobby blasters. Picked these up in my local card shop today, just came in last night, so very new product. If you're unfamiliar, hobby blasters would have been called Fanatics exclusives in the past. They typically have their own exclusive parallels. Sometimes they have other different cards than regular retail, and some even claim that they have a better hit rate, which is highly debatable. And they're usually about 10 bucks more. These were 40 bucks, so that checks out. Some of these can get pretty pricey. Optic football was like 60 bucks, so you never know. Let's take a look what the box says. So blaster exclusive is going to be Shimmer, which is pretty awesome actually. Here is our checklist. We still have got Phases, Mythical, and of course this year's Downtown. Is it possible that they put more Downtowns into the hobby blasters than regular? God, I hope so. So we are gonna go ahead and dive in. Quick heads up, I also have this gigantic Pokemon holiday calendar, which is like an advent calendar filled with a bunch of stuff. Gonna do that at some point today. Had a pretty epic Pokemon rip last night for any of the Poke fans out there. I pulled this epic all black card. That's a monster card. So the hands are heating up, boys. Let's see if they can continue today. Let's go. And if you don't already, please subscribe to the channel to see more new product reviews like this. Sports cards, Pokemon, giveaways, and more. Appreciate you. I usually like to do 3 of things, but I think I've done like 10 blasters already, so I gotta chill a little bit. But at least with 2, we'll get an idea of what's in here. We'll get to see that shimmer. Here we go. Optic Hobby Blaster. In my local card shop, where I actually did a video a few days ago, does a really good job of getting these hobby blasters. Whenever there's a hobby blaster, they've got it. Rookie Splash, Dillingham. The day it comes out, they've got it every single time. If not, sometimes the day before. All right. Draymond Green. This is a good looking card. It's our first shimmer. That's kind of been my experience a lot is with Optic this year is when you do get a nicer parallel like that, it's like always a vet. I've pulled 1 Castle base rookie and a couple of kind of average inserts. Very tough to hit the rookies on bigger cards. Damian Lillard on Express Lane. I genuinely am confused by that. Pele Larson. All right, we got a rookie shimmer. You would think because this class is kind of a tough year for basketball, I feel like they're not selling as much as the Wemby year, that they would actually beef up the products to make them more enticing, you know? But instead, I feel like they've made them even harder. It honestly doesn't make sense. Like they tell you there's downtowns, and I have seen 0 downtowns come out of blasters. I'm sure it's happened, but I've opened a lot and watched a lot of videos. Winner stays with Giannis. So, Nick Smith, at least you get a lot of these, huh? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But I did do a Optic hobby box the other day. If you check that video out, if you haven't already, just like 2 days ago, I think. That was the video I shot in my local card shop, and I got me a case hit Slammy. So I got a case hit 2 days ago, and we'll call that black Pokemon card a case hit. So I am definitely on a roll right now, and it feels good because it'd been a minute. Tatum on my house. There's another base. This is actually, I think, my first just regular base Castle. You know, if you're a big Castle fan, you can grade that, hold on to it. And as far as these boxes having better hit rates, my guy always says that. They're supposed to. That's why they cost more, is what he says. Most of the hobby blasters, I would say, and hobby megas are the same as retail, but I have had a couple that seemed to be a little better. Dinwiddie. I can't remember what it was. It was like Revolution Basketball or something, Hobby Blasters. And you were getting like several numbered cards a box. Whereas in retail, you were getting 0 numbered cards. So every so often they get generous with their Hobby Blasters and hook it up. Most of the time they're kind of just like retail with their own exclusive parallels. How about LeBron? Connect on the silver, that's not too bad. It's not too bad, but we need to do better. All right, box 2. Stuff has been flying lately. I didn't even have a big plan for the last couple days, but I saw that Optic Hobby went up for sale on Panini's website, and the same day, my local card shop said they got them. So the day they go on sale, card shops have them, which if you have a card shop is awesome. And I didn't know about these until I saw the post this morning. Yesterday was a big release day for Pokemon. There was a few things came out. So we've been staying busy the last couple of days. Curry on the express lane. Can we get at least one big shimmer? Oh, I was hoping it was Ant-Man. Anthony Black. I do like these shimmers, don't get me wrong, but it really depends who you get. Basketball, I feel like in general is kind of tough. Maybe, you know, it depends on the year, of course, but like with football, it seems like there's always 4 or 5 rookies that people pay attention to. I mean, there's always one biggest rookie, whether it's Jaden or Cam Ward or whatever, but it seems like there's always a few. Kevin Durant, winner stays. Jordan Poole. In basketball, it's like one guy really, and the runner-ups we don't get quite as excited about. Like Connect, Klingon, McCain. I guess we're calling Castle the biggest rookie chase, but nowhere near Wemby levels. Jalen Brunson on the My House. I do like the My House design this year, I'll give him that. I'm not a huge insert guy, generally speaking, but I think Optic does a good job. Bay. That one has got a lot of shimmer on it. And Dylan Jones. This will probably be once I do the advent calendar, this will probably wrap up my weekend because we do not get any releases on Saturdays and Sundays up in here. Silver, Shaq, Shy. All right, Shy in the silver My House. I am going to go tomorrow, as you know, and do some artifact digging. I go out, basically standing in the middle of the woods on a river and dig holes all day looking for arrowheads. It's a tough call between that and opening cards. What's my favorite thing to do currently? I have like 1,000 hobbies, but those are the top 2 probably. So I'm looking forward to that. Even though it's raining all weekend here, this is the time of year in Florida. If you don't know about Florida, summertime, it rains like crazy. Furphy. So you just kind of have to plan around it, or you just do stuff in the rain. Yesterday I was going for a hike, it was raining. I said, I'm going for a hike, I don't care. Slapped on a raincoat and did it anyways. Nice thing was, no one's out there. No one's crazy enough to walk in the rain. All right, last pack, guys. Tobias Harris. All right. And I would say that was very on par with retail. I do like the shimmers. I will give them that. I think I like shimmers maybe better than shocks, personally. But we did not do too well. But you know what? I'm just convinced Optic this year is like, there's just no good cards in it. They just said, we're just not gonna put any good cards in it this year. We're gonna try and sell them anyways, but we're gonna make it really hard for anyone to get anything great. Kevin Durant. It's okay, because I've done well the last couple days. That might be one of our best cards. Connect on the silver. Little castle base. And I don't want to be Mr. Negative. I'm just being honest. It's a tough product. But this will put me up at, Dillingham on the splash. This will put me up at like 11 or 12, I think. Optic this year. So we can calculate some odds here. How many mythicals, phases, and downtowns. Of course, it'd be better if I did them all out of one case, but still, tough to see any of the case hits. For some reason, we do it anyways. And I'm assuming there's gonna be megas and value packs and hangers with any luck, all of the above. So whenever those come out, I will do them. But I think that will wrap up my blaster box hunt. Appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and stay tuned if you like for the advent calendar. I'm gonna do that very soon. I got nothing better to do here in this rain than rip some cards, so probably coming very soon. Hope you're having a beautiful weekend. Peace out.